can see Kaveri river here. Driving right next to the river here. Beware of crocodiles. Hello and welcome back, guys. I am actually following up on another Kenneth Anderson trails. I was actually at Gerati and following up on the story about the cross tusker of Gerati. And during that I had reached close to Biligundlu, and then I realized there was another story very close to Oottamalai, which is very close from Biligundlu. And this story was about a man-eating tiger of Mundachipallam, and it was actually written in the book 9 Man-Eaters and 1 Rogue, and it was inside the story called as Baira the Pujari. So as he was explaining about Baira and his excellent forest skills and whatnot, he mentions a couple of stories, and one of the stories is this man-eating tiger of Mundachipallam. So because I'm so close to this place of Oottamalai, I'm going to visit this place and try to cover this story. You're not supposed to park here. Highly dangerous place. Beautiful river. Okay, this is the fishing village of Oottamalai. Okay, there's some AC rooms as well. Accommodation available here. In 1950s, there was a man-eating tiger here, which had come to threaten the lives of people in this region. Okay, this is Oottamalai. Back in the day, this was just a small fishing village when Kenneth came. But now, I think it's a bustling small town. And yeah, we have the famous Hogenekel Falls here, where lakhs of tourists come to visit this place. So because of that, this village has grown. Alright guys, so I think I've arrived at the place where I wanted to start this story. You can see this stream here. This is Chinnar River. This Chinnar River also joins Kaveri a little downstream from here. Alright guys, so I am here on the banks of Chinnar River. So before it just joins Kaveri River, a few hundred yards downstream from here. Actually, I was nearby at the village of Biligundlu, following up on another story, the cross tusker of Gerati, and that's when I realized Oottamalai is so close by, and there was another story I wanted to follow up, and it was the man-eating tiger of Mundachipallam. Now Mundachipallam by itself means, it seems to be in the name of the stream. Mundachi means the stream name. Pallam means a stream or a hollow, I guess. That's what Kenneth says. So this stream actually flows halfway between Pennagaram and Oottamalai. So somewhere in the middle of this place, and right next to the Ghat road. So what happened was, the fishermen from Oottamalai, they would always pick up, they would carry fish and go upstream uh, and go all the way to Penagaram, where they were selling fish there. So on one such occasion, three fishermen, one guy and two female, they had caught fish from Kaveri river. They are picking it up and going all the way to Penagaram. So what they had done was, on the banks of this Mundachipallam, the Mundachi stream, they had dug a well then. So back in those days, there was no motor vehicles and all. I'm talking about 1950s. So there were no motor vehicles. There were only bullock carts or people were walking. So they needed, and it was uphill and strenuous. So they needed a place where they could actually get some fresh water. And that's why on the banks of this Mundachipallam, they had dug a well where people would get water to drink. This group of three people, they were walking towards Penagaram with their catch of fish from Oottamalai, and they had taken a break at this well. As they had refreshed, drank water, and they were sitting, they heard some disturbance in the forest. The guy thought there might be some injured deer or something, and he'll go, what if he gets an easy kill? So he went after it. He actually went behind a tree, and he was shocked to see a pair of mating tigers. Yeah, so usually tigers, if you see them at a distance, they usually avoid. But in this case, maybe the male was pretty aggressive because its privacy was disturbed. It immediately jumped on this guy and it killed him. It did not eat him, it just killed him. After hearing to the roars of the tiger, the two female, they ran back to Oottamalai. And that was the first incident. I think a few weeks later, a woodcutter was killed. Again, he was not eaten. After a couple of months after this incident, a group of ladies who had gone into the forest to pick wild tamarind, one of those ladies who had ventured away from the group, she was attacked and killed. In this case, maybe it tasted her blood, and not sure if it was because of salty blood or something. The man-eater actually liked it and ate her completely. So that's how the man-eating tiger of Mundachipallam was born. Now, after this incident, a few more incidents followed. I think three more kills happened. One right near Oottamalai village itself. Because of that, Kenneth actually came. Ranga came to Bangalore to pick up Kenneth. Ranga was his shikari, but Kenneth was busy for that time, so he actually had to come. He came a couple of weeks later. So by then, I think a few other kills also happened. Some pujaris inside the forest, they were also killed. So eventually when Kenneth came, he picked up Ranga. So he picked up Ranga at Penagaram, Baira at Muttur. I'm not sure where exactly this Muttur is. And then he reached Oottamalai here. After reaching Oottamalai, Kenneth actually came up with a plan. So what they would do is, he decided tying up three baits. One was on the stream, cattle baits, three cattle baits, and one cattle bait he decided to tie on this very stream of Chinar, but around 1 mile upstream from this road. So from where we are standing, around 1.5 kilometers upstream. He tied another bait, another 2-3 miles upstream, where the Mundachipallam stream, in fact, that reaches Chinnar somewhere upstream here, around 5-6 kilometers upstream. So they tied a second bait there. The third bait they tied at the well at on this Ghat road, which goes to Penagaram. So they did this. Along with this, Kenneth, searched the forest every day. And Baira, along with Sauri, there was another shikari which helped, who was there to help Kenneth. And that guy also, those two, they searched the forest trying to pick up any tracks of the tiger. So that's what they did for the next 3-4 days. On the fifth day, they got news that a person at a cattle patti, I think it was called as Panapatti, on the banks of Chinnar river, around 3-4 miles upstream from here, he was killed by the tiger. So they immediately rushed to that place. Baira picked up the pug marks of the tiger on the Chinnar stream bed. Like I said, 4 to 5 miles upstream from here. But at that point, there were no trees. So there was a bamboo clump there. So what Kenneth decided was, he asked Ranga to cut 7-8 bamboos around 4 feet height from the bottom so that Kenneth could actually sort of make a cave inside the bamboo where he could sit. And Baira did that. And so eventually by 1 o'clock, Kenneth was sitting inside that. So evening, Kenneth explains it, he just heard the regular bird calls. And night by around 10:30, he heard some animal moving right next to his hideout. He initially thought maybe the tiger has come, and he was almost ready with his rifle. And when he eventually switched on the torchlight, it was pitch dark there, so he had to use torchlight. He could see a hyena on the carcass of that unfortunate victim. He switched it off, and then he used that to relax a little bit. He stretched and had a little bit of tea. And after a while, around midnight, 12:30, he started hearing tiger calls, and they were coming closer. So he realized the tiger was actually coming back to the kill. It was calling as it was approaching, so it was good for him. After some time, he started hearing the crunching of the bones, so he knew the tiger had started feeding on its victim again. And that was when Kenneth actually lifted his rifle back up very slowly and switched on the torch, but nothing happened. The torch did not work at that point. The bulb had apparently burned when it was switched on the first time. So he actually had to use his spare rifle, spare gun, I think a shotgun, which also had a torch. So he picked it up ever so slowly, but the muzzle of the gun actually touched the bamboo, and it makes a loud sort of thud sound. And that was enough. The tiger realized there was somebody inside, and it growled. And that's when Kenneth immediately switched on the torch just in time to see the stripes of the tiger before it jumped off from the kill, and it came behind the bamboo. And what started from there was the tiger growled, and it kept calling. It was definitely not happy when it was disturbed at its kill. So Kenneth could not keep on, it kept on growling, and sometimes it would stop. Kenneth would switch on the torch sometimes in between and then switch it off. So, he could not afford to run the torch the whole time. But when it was silent, he had to ensure that tiger was not approaching him from the front. So all this happened, and eventually by 2:30 the tiger went off. So that's what happened. In the morning, Ranga and Bhaira, who were apparently sitting close by on a tree, maybe like this, safely they were sitting there. So they came back in the morning. They were surprised to see Kenneth being safe, because they had a lot of tiger calls that night. And yeah, eventually Bhaira went and got his dog Kush Kush Kariya, so from his village of Muttur, which was close by. So he went and got that dog, and they started tracking this tiger. But unfortunately, the dog could not pick up the scent for more than 100 yards, and that was another dead end. Just a couple of days from that, Ranga almost met his end. That happened near the stream of Mundachipallam. So I'll now drive towards the stream. Let's find that stream of Mundachipallam and then continue the story. One thing that I've already noticed is there is some water treatment plant that's come up on the streams of Mundachipallam. So I am not sure if that well is there, but there is a big water treatment plant there. But yeah, at least we can go check that out, I guess. So much of trash here. I saw a lot of beer bottles, and look at this. What do you say? These plates may be biodegradable, but who throws them just like that here? And this is the Pennagaram Reserve Forest. Alright, I have started climbing the Ghat road here. Okay guys, so we have this water treatment plant here, but I can't see the stream itself. I think the stream is inside somewhere over here. Okay, I checked with the security guard here. So looks like I have come a little further from that stream. It's a very, very small stream, he says. And he says there is a stone temple, and right next to that temple we have this stream. Let's go find out. He said about a kilometer from that place I should find Mundachipallam stream. Guys, I think this must be, I'm close to the stream, I guess, here. Oh wow, man, this is a miracle. That's the stream, and this is the well. Don't tell me, is this the well from Kenneth's times? Oh, it's just filled with trash now. Alright guys, so that's the stream over there, Mundachipallam, and this is the well where the tiger picked up its victim. I didn't expect to see the well here. Wonderful guys, wonderful. I'm so excited seeing this well. So right next to this well they had tied a cattle, and that was untouched. So they fed that with fodder and water, and they started walking downstream. Let's see, where is that stream? Okay guys, so this is the stream of Mundachi. It's a pretty small stream and it's actually dry now. Yeah, the stream is actually dry now. I think that way is downstream. So Ranga started walking with a villager around 1.5 kilometers downstream, and as soon as he did that, they saw the tiger standing in between the stream, dry riverbed of this Mundachipallam. Immediately the villager who was with Ranga, he climbed up a tree with Ranga following close by, and by the time tiger had reached the base of the tree on which they were actually trying to climb, and the tiger apparently caught hold of the loincloth or the lungi of Ranga, and Ranga minus the lungi, he climbed the tree and almost tripping the villager in front of him, but they got to safety and they started shouting. And once they started shouting, a group which was passing by here, they heard the shouts. They went to Oottamalai and informed Kenneth. Kenneth immediately rushed to this spot, went down the stream, but by then the tiger had gone. All he could see was Ranga up the tree with the villager, but they were safe. They tried to track the tiger, but they could not do it. So that's the stream. So a couple of days later, guys, what happened was Kenneth was walking towards this place wherein another group of 10 members, they had actually climbed all the way till this place. They were taking a break at this well. wherein a guy actually went behind a tree. I mean, the tree might still be around to answer nature call, and he was taken by the tiger right at this spot. And that's when the remaining 9 people, they rushed down to Oottamalai, but they met Kenneth, Baira, and Ranga, who were climbing up in this way. So Kenneth reached this place pretty quickly. He asked Ranga and Sauri to climb up the tree, whereas Baira and Kenneth, they started tracking this tiger somewhere in these bushes. And apparently, after 100 yards or so, they could hear to the tiger chewing on the bones. And Kenneth asked Ranga to stop, and he himself went a little ahead, wherein eventually Kenneth saw the tiger stood up with one arm in its mouth of the victim. It was a pretty gruesome sight, as he describes, and Kenneth took a shot from his rifle into the tiger's neck, where the victim's arm fell down to the ground. The tiger lurched forward and he shot again into the tiger's heart. And that was it. He killed the tiger somewhere close by here. Kenneth described that well, saying 300 grains of cordite propelled at 35 tons per square inch, and it got embedded into the tiger's neck. So it was a pretty powerful rifle that he used. But again, I'm super excited, guys, to have seen this well. And this well, I think, is hundreds of years old, and it still exists to this day. This is awesome. I'm just so super excited to have seen this well. Alright, guys, so this Mundachipallam Tigers journey started and ended at this well, and I'm super excited to have found this well. Great. So after 75 years, pretty much nothing remains, but this well has remained. I'm so happy. But with that, the story of Mundachipallam comes to an end, and I'll see you guys on another vlog. Until then, take care, see you, and goodbye. Some stories are like totally forgotten, and I guess this was one of them. Thousands of people come to Hogenekal, but yeah, they would not know about this. It looks cloudy now. I don't want to get stuck in rains. I'll see if it's not too crowded. I thought of checking out Hogenekal Falls anyway. Recrossing Chinnar River. Alright, guys, so I've parked here. So yeah, it has remained as the fishing village, Oottamalai. This place is famous for massages as well. So, but I've never dared to try one. Okay, so they have built this bridge so that you can easily walk on the river. Oh, small fishes. Monkeys everywhere. You feed them, they threaten you. This is so much peaceful here. Riding back compared to the crowds at Hogenakal. This was the bridge I crossed in the morning. See, it's raining there, but there are no rains here. I can literally see it's raining over there, and here there's absolutely no rains. There's one cloud, I think. This is something I can wait for. ಚಿರತೆ ಕರಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಜಿಂಗ್ ಮೇಕೆಗಳು ಎತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗುತ್ತಾ? ಇಷ್ಟೊತ್ತಿಗೆ ವಾಪಸ್ ಹೊರಟೋಗ್ತೀರಾ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ? What a place to have a home, man.